Hi, this is George. That sounded way too formal, but I'm starting a new YouTube channel, and I'm relatively new to this, so I have no idea how to start. Um, but what I am going to be doing is I'm going to be painting Warhammer miniatures, and also building them. Um, I do apologize; it's completely unscripted. Um, But yeah, so I've wanted to do this for a while. So I thought, why not just get started? This was supposed to be coming out in the new year. It is now the 11th, so 11 days, not too bad. Not better late than never, I guess. um, but yeah, so I wanted to kind of do a channel where I would be building and painting Warhammer miniatures and just having just a little commentary in the background and that. That's going to be the case for now. I'm just going to be making videos about that. But yeah, so I'm just going to start with that, and hopefully, if I get to develop the channel a bit more, I might be able to do other things, because there are other things that I want to do. Like I want to have gameplay of Warhammer and stuff like that. I might do podcasts, just funny skit videos, just general stuff. But obviously, I want to see if this takes off. If it does take off, then I'll be able to properly. Hold on. Excuse me. I'll be able to properly update people and say, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be doing this and this and this." If not, then it's like, oh well, I gave it a shot. So, anyway, to give a brief idea of what I'm going to be doing, I thought today I would give a brief demonstration by painting this guy. This is the War Despot from the Hellsmiths of Hashut. I've probably butchered that. I'm pretty sure it's the Hellsmiths of Hashut. I'm gonna look it up. I'm pretty sure it's Hashut. But yeah, it's basically the best way to describe him is he is a chaos dwarf from the Age of Sigmar, who worships a big bull god. So I thought I got him over Christmas, and I thought, yeah, why not? Be a good start to this. Be a good start to this channel. Just paint a little dwarf. Paint a little dwarf. Before I get started though, I am going to grab a blanket because it is fucking cold. As you can probably tell by my accent, I am British and it is January. So it's cold as shit. So just give me a second. I'm all good now. Right, so to get started, because I will be also, I think I didn't say this before, but I am also going to be giving a few tips and hints. I will just say this right now, I'm not a professional painter. I'm just doing this for a lark, just whatever. But just before we begin, I'm going to show a quick setup of what I'm working with. So hold on a second. So this is my little setup right here. You've got my base paints, my contrast paints, my layer paints, my one technical paint, because I don't really like using technical, but it kind of looks nice because it's a silvery color, but whatever. You got my shades over here, my two brushes, which I do need to get more brushes. That is the one thing that I need to remember. I've got my paint pad, which, as you can probably tell by the excessive, dry paints all over here, I have used quite a fair few times. Got my water, to, just, you know what I mean. I've got my tissue, which you can just use to dab the brush to make it dry, or in some cases I actually do dab paint onto it to help with dry brushing. I've got a picture of the Hellsmith to basically help me with the color scheme. Although I will say this right now, just first tip is, if you want to paint it in whatever way, that is entirely up to you. I will be doing it in a particular way. You do not have to follow the instructions if you don't want to. If you wanted to paint the cursed dwarf like a polka dot man or like a clown, that's entirely up to you. You know, that's the fun of Warhammer. And also, I've got my cup of tea, which I will hang on. I'm British, so yes, we do like our tea. Right, so... Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this brush in particular. This is the most basic brush. When you get a paint set, it will be the one that comes with it. It is literally just a regular brush. You can get smaller and bigger depending on the size of your figure. If you get like a tiny figure, you're going to need a smaller brush. If you get a bigger figure, then obviously, you know, you can get a paintbrush, which like I said, I will be getting bigger brushes for when I get bigger figures, because like I said, I want to do this a lot, which means I will be getting more figures, and, you know, probably bigger stuff. So I'm just going to put that in water for now. And to start off with, going to get Retributor armor, because the guy uses a lot of gold. So, you know, that's the thing. Oh, yeah. Common sense thing, shake your paints. So, yeah, if you can hear it, that means it's still okay. If you can't hear a sloshing sound, your paint is either dry or something is incredibly wrong, which I'm hoping not. So, just going to get a bit there. And just put it on my palette here. Let's get a bit, because I'm going to be covering most of him in gold. There we go. Pop that back on. Okay. Wet the brush a bit, and let's begin. So, just get a bit on your brush, and just, for now, like I said, I am just going to go absolutely mental for the most part, just painting all around, because like I said, most of them is gold. There are bits that I'm not going to paint over, just because it'll just be easier, but yeah, I just thought, why not? So just getting that bit, it's always the tiniest details. It's anyone that does Warhammer painting will know the tiny details can be a bit of a pain in the arse. But yes, so anyway, I am going to be, like I said, I'm going to be covering him in gold, mostly because it is just an easier color. I will be using other paints, obviously, so in this regard, it's if you paint outside of the lines, don't worry about it. It is what it is. What was I going to say then? I had something on my mind then. I can't remember what. I actually don't remember for the most part. Oh well. Yeah, so like I said before, I wanted to do this for a while. Like I said, this is my first attempt at making videos. It's something like, I don't know, I didn't have a lot of confidence at first to do it, because I'm always like, I am a bit self-conscious. Like, I didn't want to put this on YouTube and people be like, oh, this is awful, you can't do it, oh, you can't pay for shit. You know, stuff like that. But eventually I realised, I was like, well, yeah, why not? Just give it a shot. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out, you know. No harm in trying. So I'm just going to get his top of his helmet. I'm going to try and avoid his face, because, I mean, I can get his face a little bit. This is a thing as well. When you're just covering most of it, you know, don't worry about painting outside of the lines. You know, you're not going to get into trouble. The bloody Games Workshop isn't going to come bashing down your door and be like, oh, you can't paint, how dare you, and they take away your license to paint, which doesn't exist, and I've just made it up. Yeah, so don't worry about like stuff like that, because the key part is you can always go back and correct it, so do not worry about that at all. Also, in regards to this, like I said, this video will mostly be unedited, aside from a few cuts here and there, for obvious reasons. Like, I don't think people will want to hear me prattle on for hours and hours and hours. So, you know, just for the sake of everyone's sanity, I'm just gonna cut out a few things. But this one will be mostly unedited. But as I get, you know, as I get a bit better and stuff like that, and I get better equipment and whatever, I will, you know, start making some proper videos, because I don't know if anyone could tell, but I'm just recording from my phone because, you know, whatever. It's the only thing that's available at the moment for me. So, just getting his scepter now. I'm going to try and leave the top part uncoloured because it is just, I'll paint it silver. So there's no point in me going over the silver with gold if I can avoid it for the most part. Just get over there. See, like that, I accidentally caught his horn. But again, don't worry about it. You can just cover over it, you know. Because like I said, I'll just be using other base paints and that, so don't worry. But there is actually a tip. Now, I've been doing this for a while, but I actually did learn a new thing to a tip that I was giving. Initially, I had one person who said, "Oh, I was making mistakes, and oh, it was so hard. I made a mistake and I couldn't correct it." And I turned around and I said, like, well, what I do is if I get stressed, I take a minute and I step away from it. And then when I feel okay, I'll come back to it. And I said, now, if there's any mistakes, because like I said, I'm not a professional, I will make mistakes like this. I'm getting paint on the bit of the rock that this guy's standing on. So yeah, the point is if you make a mistake, you can just correct it. My tip was, you can use a layer paint like White Scar and just, like a tip X, just wipe over it and just correct the issue. A friend of mine, however, who's also my DM for Dungeons and Dragons, he actually suggested using Corax White, because that's the base paint. So you use a bit of Corax, go over it, let it dry, and then using White Scar so it blends in. I was like, that is actually a really good point. So, you know, I thank that guy for that tip. I'm not going to drop his name just because I don't know if he wants to or not, but if he's fine with it, I can mention him in the future, because like I said, he's my DM at the moment. That's also another thing as well that I want to be doing in the future. I want to probably live stream Dungeons and Dragons games, because I am, well, I mean, as you can probably tell, I'm a bit of a bloody nerd. If you can see my bookcases, there's, well, I'm guessing from this angle you can only see the one, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 bookcases full of just like books of various genres and stuff like that. So yeah, I've got a bit going on there. Sorry, I also do apologise. I'm not feeling too great. Nurgle's decided to bless me, and I'm not really appreciating it because I feel like utter shit. So, yeah, not that he cares. But yeah, so just gonna finish it off. I think outside of, I think I'm nearly done with the gold details. Just get a bit over here, just get his earring, because obviously these figures always come with little details, but this guy has earrings that in the artwork are gold, so I thought I will also paint it gold. There we go. Just get that one there. And there we go. I've just got to get the bottom bit here. Actually, I'm starting to run out of paint a little bit, so I'll just get a bit more gold. We'll check. There we go. It was actually funny before. One of my other friends, he turned around and I explained that I was like, "Oh, I want to do this," and he basically turned around and said, "Oh, so you'd be like a Bob Ross for Warhammer?" And I stopped, looked at him, and just went, "I didn't think about it like that, but now I fucking am." So I just imagine I'm just gonna be painting this, and I'll be like, yeah, I just accidentally caught a bit, and I'll be like, "Oh, I've accidentally painted his skirt gold, but don't worry about it. It's a happy little accident." But yeah, speaking of Bob Ross, I actually did dress up as him for Halloween because, believe it or not, when my hair grows out, it does become a full-on afro. So yeah, one year I just decided, why not? I'm just gonna be Bob Ross. And here I am doing some painting while I'm talking about random shit, just like Bob Ross. Oh my god, it's coming full circle, isn't it? Hold on a second, I just need a sip of my tea. Okay. Okay, right, so let's have a look. A bit of gold on this detail here. Like I said, don't worry about it. Like I said, I'm just going over bits and bobs. If, you know, it doesn't have to be perfect as of now, because like I said, you can just correct the details. So don't worry about it. You just do your best. And that's the important thing as well, is that's one of the reasons why I also wanted to do this, because for the most part, it's just me being me. I'm not out there to tell people what to do or anything like that. I'm just, doing a fun little channel of me just, messing about, doing Warhammer and whatever. So I'm not gonna dictate, say like, oh, you've got to do it this color scheme or whatever. It is just, it is literally just, I'll be having fun with this, and I want people who watch this to also have, a fun time. I want people to watch this and be like, oh yeah, this guy is like, this guy's got it going on or whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm just prattling on. No one has ever said that to me. No one has ever said, "Hey George, you've got it going on." If someone ever said that to me, I'd assume they're high, because yeah. Fun times. Okay, so I'm nearly done with the gold details. I don't think after this I will need gold, but I probably will, because I am one of those. I tend to just paint some details first, go back, and I'm like, oh shit, I forgot this particular point. And again, like I said, it's okay if you do that. It's like everyone has their own way of painting. It's, it's not a science, Painting is not a science. You can do it whatever way you want if you really want to. One of my best friend, he actually really got me into this, because I've been into Warhammer for a while, but I didn't have the confidence to actually paint. So I was like, well, yeah, okay. I was like, yeah, I'm just not gonna do it then. So hold on, just ooh, swish. So yeah, I didn't do it for a while, but then years down the line, my friend, he showed me his Ultramarines, and I was like, wait, do you do Warhammer? And he went, yes, I do. And I was like, oh, I didn't know you were into Warhammer. And as a result, he took me down to our local shop and, he got the guy to set up a painting course, and I was like, got into it, and that was it. I immediately got my confidence thanks to my friend. So again, shout out to my friend. Unless he, again, I won't name drop him unless he wants to be in these videos or whatever. But time will come, I guess. Right, so I have done all of the gold details, so he looks a bit like this. Like I said, you just, ignore the fact that he's mostly gold in various areas. And now, because the second part is that he's mostly black. So I'm going to get some Abaddon Black, same scenario, just give it a shake. Not hearing any sloshing, but I think it's because I don't use this a lot, so hold on a sec. There we go. I was about to get a bit concerned, then I was like, oh no! Okay, so I'm just gonna get some here, and I'll put it over here in this little section. There we go. Nice little pool of black, like the inside of my soul. Just darkness. Anyway, so yeah, I will admit I am a little late to the game with Warhammer, but it is what it is. People are allowed to get into it. So let's get some black going. Just do his skirts first. And while I'm doing this, oh yeah, I mean, I would say this goes without saying, but try your best to avoid the gold details. If you accidentally do clip the gold details, do not worry about it. Just, get some more gold and go over those bits. It is completely fine. But yes, so what was I going to say then? Yeah, so I will be giving like some running commentary. Like I'm also going to be talking about like stuff in my life and stuff like that. Just random bits, because I know sometimes conversation can be engaging, or maybe even with this, maybe people will just be listening to this and they'll fall asleep. So it'll be like, I mean, I could potentially get into ASMR. I don't know if I'd suit it. I'm just like, okay, so I'm gonna paint this. I'm gonna paint this right here. Wind sound effects, because people like when wind blows. I don't know why I kind of sound a bit like a pervert in a dark alley when I try to go low. Oh, bloody hell. Yeah, so again, this is just part of the course of what I'm going to be like. I'm just going to be talking about random stuff, whatever comes to mind. And like I said, I will try to script these a bit better, because I realise I do ramble a bit, and it's it's whatever. Okay, let's just get this bit here. Like I said, I've got the little brush, so when it comes to the small details, I will just come back over them. Like so. Don't know what that was. Just me being a weirdo. But yeah, I'd actually like to know about other people's Warhammer experiences and stuff like that, because this is the thing as well, is like I don't usually like I said, I'm very new to this, so if people comment on the video and say like stuff, I might not see all of it at the moment, but I will try to stay on top of it, because it's just one of those. It's always good to engage with people. But yeah, in the comments, if you wish, you can put down what your best Warhammer experience is, what your favorite army is, and what's the funniest blunder that you've ever had. Like, if you've ever had a painting mistake, or if you've built something and it looks really, really bad and you've tried to fix it and it just goes wrong and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things. But yeah, so just get that there. Oh, Sorry, just getting really into this because I was like I said, with certain details, you gotta be like a bit careful. But I just managed to completely miss painting over some gold details, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's fucking amazing! I am so fucking cool." No, I'm not. I'm really not. And literally, as I just said that, I've literally just gone over some gold right then. God damn it. Ugh, hypocrite, absolute hypocrite. Yeah, like I said, I'll go over the little bit. It's like I've just got his arm then. I was gonna say you guys probably won't see this because at the moment I am just filming myself paint, which actually brings me on to another bit. So I'm doing it like this, like I'm painting it this particular way, but I am curious: would people want it to be more of a like this style, or would people prefer it if it is filmed just me painting from my hands? So the way you'd see it is you'd see it from like my point of view looking down, obviously. But yeah, I'm just curious because I know some people like that. But it depends. I mean, if you want to continue seeing my beautiful face, then thank you kindly. But if not, then I'll understand. You can just look at my beautiful hands with my weird fingers. It's entirely up to you. As I said, if anyone actually watches these, I'm sure people will watch them. Like, I mean, it's it's whatever. Like I said, if not, then yeah, give it a shot. Whatever. The internet is full of all kinds of people doing random stuff, and believe me when I say, and I know this for a fact, there are way better Warhammer channels out there, whether it is painting or lore discussion or just anything in general. I know there are way better channels than me out there. I do hope that I can do this for a long time. I do hope I can do other things, like I said, but if not, well, that's just part of the course. I can't unfortunately change that. People will make their decisions, and that's it. Okay, so get that bit there. Like I said, I don't really care about fudging up a bit of detail there. Get that there. Let's see, I just need to get his beard and this side around there. Hold on a sec. I've got to say as well though, like I absolutely love dwarfs because I was actually stuck for choice of what to do first because I thought, well, I prefer Warhammer 40k to Sigmar, as I can assume many people also share that opinion, but I don't know. But yeah, I was actually stuck for choice. I was like, do I want to do my orcs? Because I actually do have a lot of orcs that need painting that I have I keep putting off because I am an absolute idiot. But it's also the thing as well is another reason why it's taken me a while to get into this is because of like obviously I've got a job and stuff like that, so I've got other responsibilities. So I can only do this sparingly. Hang on a tick. Hold on a second, chat. Just get this little bit there. Okay. Just to briefly interrupt. Most of the black details are done, except the horns. I was thinking then. I was like, have I missed anything? No, I forgot his bloody horns. But so far, he's looking like that. So that's not too bad. Like I said, do not don't be commenting being like, oh, you missed out these details and stuff. Yeah, it's not done, obviously. It's not done. I know people can be quick to jump to conclusions, but it is far from done, obviously. But I like to assume people will be nice about it, you know. I actually didn't forget to mention as well. So obviously this guy, I built him and he's already primed and that. So I am hoping next time I can actually show building something, although I don't actually have anything new to build. But I will explain that I obviously built this guy and I've primed him using White Scar. Now, if you want to prime him another colour, that is, again, entirely up to you. I would recommend, if you really want, to prime him Chaos Black. I probably should have done that myself, but I am a goober and I didn't do that. But at the same time, it's just, again, like I said, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. It is entirely up to you. If you choose to do it a particular way, that is up to you. So, yeah. Just get his little horn bit there. But yeah, what was I saying before? Oh yeah. God, you can tell this is my first time, can't you? I'm absolutely bloody blowing this. Oh, so yeah, I was tempted between doing my orcs or doing this guy, and I was like, I've got a lot of orcs to do. I say, but I do like dwarves because dwarves have awesome bloody beards. And it always fascinates me, like, whenever you see, like, you know, Lord of the Rings or World of Warcraft and stuff like that. And these dwarves, you got these dwarves that just come out with these massive, massive beards. And you're just thinking, wow, that is impressive. And then you just get me that's like, how much would a barber charge if they wanted their beard cut? Like, or like, you know, trimmed or anything like that. That was like, you'd make an absolute fortune trimming a dwarf's beard. So yeah, I don't know, just a random thought there. And there we go. I believe that is all the black details. Okay. So he's looking a bit more colourful now. Like I said, he's obviously not completed, and I will be adding details over time, but it is just getting the basics done. Now, yeah, don't do that. Right, so I'll just put that brush to one side because my basic brush is done. I am now going to be using my technical brush. This one I use for the smaller details, so especially when it comes to eyes. Anyone that's painted knows that eyes are the most awkward things in the fucking world. And as you can see from this guy, his eyes are absolutely bloody tiny. Like, it's ridiculous. So yeah, it's gonna be a bit of effort to get that done, but yeah. Well, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Hang on, just let me check the time. Yeah, it's fine. I was gonna say I didn't actually know how long this video was gonna go on for, because yeah, like again, like I said, this is my first time. I know, shocker. But yeah, I just thought a quick introductory video would be, you know, okay-ish. What I might do is I think I'll do this guy's face, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to do the rest of the details at some other points. So I will probably make a part 2 on this yeah, whenever, because like I said, unfortunately, I do have work and stuff like that. It's not the fact of I'm too lazy, although that is a little bit to it. uh, no, it's just I've got work, and there's other stuff that needs doing. Just typical adult life. I know what I would give to just be able to be like a kid again and just do whatever. Although if that happened, I can imagine I'd be painting. I'd be like, okay, so we're gonna paint his eyes, and then my dad or mum will come in, and I'd be like, oh my god, get out of my fucking room! So yeah, there's ups and downs, but yeah. So alas, I won't be able to finish this as of now because unfortunately I decided to record pretty late. I did hope to do this earlier, but yeah, I just had other stuff to do. But yeah, so what I'm going to do is I think I will get his face with a bit of Rakarth flesh. So I'll do that. There's also the fact as well I've not been feeling too great as well. So I know it's not an excuse, but yeah, I've just been trying to. This one's a bit stuck. Hang on. There we go. Oof, a bit weird. But yeah, so I've been a little bit under the weather, but I am hoping to hopefully get on track with certain things. So yeah, okay, that should be enough because it is just his face that is exposed. Okay, so I'm gonna get his face. And like I said, I'm gonna try and record the rest over time, so bear with me. Let's get his little nose. Got his little nose there. Actually, I say it's a little nose. I just realised he's got a big nose. Bloody hell. Again, I do apologise if anyone watching this has a big nose, but this guy, well, bloody hell. He's got a nose so big. He's got a nose so big when he bows down, he could knock you out. God. I also do apologise if my comedy is shit. Okay. There we go. Yeah, that'll do. I'll just go over his mouth as well. He has got two massive, I guess they're tusks coming out, but I will paint over those with a bit of white when I come to it. Okay. Okie dokie. So, okay, so this is the most basic way of doing it. I'll just show him proper. Just zoop over there. So you got that. You got that bit there. So that's the most basic painting tutorial. Like I said, when I get more time and stuff, I will try and make it a bit more, well, first off, more professional. I'm actually going to script these because, I mean, I will probably rattle on about certain things, but for the most part, it will just be do this, and, just make it a concise video because I can guarantee this will probably get annoying to a lot of people very, very quickly. I have a way of annoying people very, very much. But yeah, so that is the first video. I hope you like it, and yeah, like I said, just leave a comment or a like or whatever. The typical YouTuber thing: like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more of this. But yeah, that's it, and yeah, I hope to hear back from people, and I will be back with part 2 where I will actually complete this. So yeah, there we go.